Well, welcome to today's webinar, Digital Transformation for Nonprofit Finance Teams. So just by way of introductions, my name is Shawn Ostheimer. I'm president and owner of the Answer Company. And I will be joined today by Luiz de Souza. So Luiz is a pre-sales consultant on our team, a solution expert for Sage Intacct. And he's going to be doing a little bit of the heavy lifting for me today, showing you Sage Intacct in action. So today we're going to cover a number of things. So first of all, a little bit of an introduction about the Answer Company, who we are. And then I'm going to be talking a little bit about a study that Sage does. They do this every year, just technology trends report. And we'll talk about some of the results and some key takeaways from the report. And we're going to be talking a little bit specifically about the Sage Intacct solution and how it helps nonprofit organizations. And so that's going to include both a solution overview and then a live action demo that Luiz will be doing. And then we're going to save about 10 minutes at the end of this presentation for some Q&A. So let's get going. So as I mentioned at the beginning in terms of the agenda, one of the things that Sage has been doing is they've been doing surveying of the not-for-profit community. And so in the last 3 years, Sage has conducted this not-for-profit technology trends survey, where they're asking financial leaders across the not-for-profit sector to provide their perspective on the industry and the challenges they face and that technology environment. And in particular, throughout this pandemic, looking for understanding how are things changing. And so the results of this report are very encouraging. There's clearly a direct correlation between a not-for-profit's ability to leverage technology and to pivot during this pandemic and their ability to continue to have an impact on and deliver on their mission. The report provides some interesting and helpful insights into how not-for-profits leverage technology to achieve their mission. And as you can see from the sample size and the different demographics of organizations that were surveyed, it was a fairly robust survey that Sage had done. So we're going to highlight some of the key findings, starting with what is always at top of mind for finance professionals, and that's revenue. So now with that, I'm happy to hand things over to Luiz. And Luiz is going to spend a little bit of time just showing us Sage Intacct in action. So Luiz, it's all yours.
All right, thanks, Shawn. So I will start here really with some introductions around Sage Intacct and how we're going to show you a few things that Shawn told you so far, right? So how we can streamline your financials with reporting, how we can increase the efficiency of your team with workflows and so on. So with Intacct, I think it's important to get started just talking about the cloud, right? As Shawn pointed out, Sage Intacct is in the cloud, and all you need to access your financials is your web browser, right? So in this case, just a web browser and an internet connection will give you access to you to run your financials, to run your reports, to post transactions, to approve transactions, and so on, right? So just forget about everything about VPNs or accessing remotely from your computer that is on in the office, right? None of them is needed anymore with Sage Intacct because everything is already in here. Now, as part of a true cloud solution, what you can find is that as part of this product, all customers get what we call a 4 updates per year into the product itself, right? So Intacct put it a release calendar where you can see the dates that the releases are coming, and then you can watch for the release notes. So you can read about everything that is new and everything that is coming up within the product, right? So this is another reason that we usually like to say that you don't have to call a company anymore and ask for an update, right? Or saying, hey, I'm the 2015 version and what do you have on the 2022 and so on, right? Because Sage Intacct is actually always updating that for you. Now, what I wanted to highlight in here as well is a really common challenge that we see from not-for-profit organizations is how we can use Intacct to improve more and more your budgeting, right? How we can give you the right control to the managers so when they are creating or approving purchasing orders in the system, they can tell if they're going over budget or not, right? So I will quick shift here my screen to another user, right? Which is basically a department manager, right? So as being a department manager, I have very limited access to my Sage Intacct. And across my dashboard, all I see is the department that I am the manager, right? So I only see numbers where I have been assigned to, looking at my budget and looking at my actuals as well. In this case, let's suppose I do have a new purchasing that I wanted to create and submit for approval, right? So I can go to purchasing and I have the ability to create POs in the system, right? I can view everything that I created. I can view the status, what's being pending, what it's being approved, and what it's being submitted. And I can come here and create one from scratch.